Introduction. The night a message found you. A hospital parking camera recorded something that refuses to fit any normal explanation. And the fact that you are here, right now, is part of that mystery. This is not a coincidence. This is a gentle pull on your spirit. This is something meant for you. Last night at exactly 3:17 a.m., the parking lot was completely still. No engines running, no footsteps crossing the pavement, just a quiet so deep it felt like the whole world paused to listen. Then it appeared. A soft, steady glow shaped like a figure stood beside a single parked car. At first, the security team assumed it was a glitch, maybe a bit of dust on the lens, maybe a reflection, something simple, something technical. But when they zoomed in, every voice in the room fell silent. One guard said it felt like time pressed a hand on his shoulder to keep him still. Because the figure did not look like a person. It did not act like a shadow. It did not move like anything human. It stood there with a calm presence, almost protective, almost patient, as if it was waiting for someone to notice. Some who reviewed the footage whispered the word angel. Others quietly repeated Psalm 91:11, "For he will command his angels concerning you, to guard you in all your ways." Another guard, shaken but steady, recalled Hebrews 13:2, "Do not forget to show hospitality to strangers, for by doing so, some have entertained angels without knowing it." What if this moment was captured because someone needed reassurance? What if the message was not for the guards or the hospital staff, but for you? Maybe you have been asking for clarity. Maybe you have been waiting for a sign that God has not forgotten your name. Maybe this is it. If your heart feels even the smallest spark of recognition, pay attention. Let yourself respond. Let yourself accept the reminder that you are protected, guided, watched over. Now, as you step forward into this divine moment, I invite you to declare your readiness. Type Amen or 777 in the comments below as a sign of acceptance. A bold yes to the purpose that is already forming around you. Your message has arrived. Are you ready to receive it? The radiant figure and the message, hope. Chosen one, there are moments that arrive softly, without noise, without force, the way a gentle hand rests on your shoulder. And this was one of those moments. What the camera captured was not meant to frighten anyone. It was something quiet, almost shy in its beauty, wrapped in a warm golden glow. It felt less like an apparition and more like a reminder that the unseen is often kinder than we expect. A presence that seemed to carry peace, the way a lantern carries light. As the figure leaned toward the car window, it placed a hand over its own chest, as if honoring something sacred. Then it shaped one simple word with its lips, hope. Not shouted, not dramatic, just offered, the way someone offers comfort to a friend who has been carrying too much. The guards watching the screen felt their breath pause, not out of fear, but from that strange feeling you get when the world suddenly becomes deeper than it was a moment ago. They looked at each other, wondering who could move like that, and why such a presence would choose that car on that night, at that exact second. So they stepped outside, and the moment their shoes touched the pavement, the figure was already gone. No trace, no glow, only a strange calmness in the air, like the kind that lingers after someone whispers a blessing. It was as if the entire parking lot had been washed in quiet reassurance. Yet the true moment of understanding came when they approached the car. On the passenger seat lay a small hospital bracelet, barely noticeable unless you were meant to see it. Written in soft blue ink was the same word the figure had given: hope. They soon learned the bracelet belonged to a patient inside the hospital. And suddenly, everything made a little more sense. Not in a logical way we can chart or measure, but in the way the soul recognizes something before the mind can explain it. In moments like this, Scripture whispers gently, "For he will command his angels concerning you," not as a warning, but as a reminder that help often arrives in forms we do not expect. Chosen one, some signs do not demand belief. They simply invite it. And if something in you feels a quiet tug at these words, let that be enough for now. The prayer and the perfectly matched timing. Chosen one, there are moments when a person reaches the edge of their strength, when the soul feels thin and the heart wonders how much more it can hold. And someone in that hospital had reached that point. Someone who had been struggling, fighting, and quietly wondering if they had anything left to give. Yet gently, almost without being noticed, something stepped in. Because the camera did not capture an accident, it captured a reminder, a soft message from something higher, something that chooses the quiet places to speak. A sign that even when you feel alone, you are being watched over in ways your eyes cannot see. And if this message has reached you today, it is not random, not a coincidence drifting through your screen. It is because the same whisper of reassurance is being offered to you. You are not alone. You are not forgotten. And something good, something quietly beautiful, is already moving toward your life. When the hospital staff looked into the patient's file, the room fell silent. Minutes before that glowing figure appeared in the parking lot, the patient had whispered a prayer. A small one, a fragile one. Not for themselves, but for someone they loved with their whole heart. No one in the room heard it. No nurse paused. No monitor changed its rhythm. It was the kind of prayer that slips out like a breath and disappears into the air. But somehow, the camera caught the answer. The golden figure appeared at the exact moment that prayer left the patient's heart, almost as if the unseen world was responding in real time, as if the heavens wanted to make something clear in the gentlest way possible. Chosen one. This is how grace often works. Not loud, not dramatic, but steady and aware. Before they call, I will answer. While they are still speaking, I will hear. And maybe this is the reminder meant for you now, that your quiet hopes do not go unnoticed, that your prayers are not lost in the air. Something is listening. Something is responding, and something is already on its way to you. The figure points at the camera and a message of healing for the viewer. Chosen one, there is something tender about the way your inner world speaks. Every prayer, every fear, every quiet hope you've carried in silence has been heard, even on the days you doubted it. And gently, the story continues. When the guards rewound the footage, they expected to see the same scene. But this time, they noticed something they had missed before. Right before the glowing figure faded, it lifted its hand toward the camera, slow and intentional, almost as if acknowledging the one who would eventually watch the recording. When the image was enhanced, the meaning became unmistakable. Someone connected to you is about to receive healing. Not only healing in the body, but healing in places that stay hidden beneath daily life. Healing in emotions that have been stretched thin. Healing in burdens tied to finances, to family, to relationships that have been hurting for too long. A breakthrough that should have arrived months ago, but is finally making its way toward you. This message wasn't random. It wasn't meant for the hospital staff. It wasn't meant for the guards staring at the monitor. It was meant for the one who would find this moment at the exact time their heart needed reassurance. It was meant for you. And as you let these words settle, remember the promise whispered in, "I am the Lord who heals you." Your situation is shifting. Your story is still unfolding. And what comes next will help you understand why you had to hold on as long as you did. The circle of light and the promise of protection. Chosen one, some moments arrive so quietly that the heart notices them before the mind does. And as the story unfolded, the guards felt that same quiet shift inside themselves. They were still shaken, unsure of what they had witnessed, so they called the head of security. Together they watched the footage again, this time frame by frame, as if giving the moment permission to reveal whatever it was holding. And in the final 3 seconds, something unexpected appeared. As the glowing figure started to fade, a soft ripple of light spread across the floor of the parking lot. Slow, delicate, almost like a breath moving across still water. Then the light gathered itself into a shape, a circle, small, warm, and gently alive. Not harsh, not dramatic, just quietly certain. Experts later studied the footage. They ruled out reflections, glitches, and anything that could be explained by technique or error. What remained was something deeper, a symbol that looked strangely like a seal of protection, the kind that appears only when a blessing is being placed over a life. The Lord will bless you and keep you. A whisper that seems to echo across moments like this, and here is where everything begins to connect. The car the figure touched belonged to a visitor who had been walking through one of the hardest seasons of their life. Silent battles under a steady face. Tears no one ever saw. Fears carried quietly so they wouldn't burden anyone else. The figure's message was not only hope. It carried something more settled, more certain. A promise that your next chapter will not look like your last one. And chosen one, as you read this, let it soften something inside you. Your story is already turning toward a gentler direction. The patient reveals it was an answer. Chosen one, there are times when life feels heavier than you admit, and you've been carrying more than anyone realizes. You've stayed strong even on days when your spirit felt thin, and you've kept walking through battles that rarely reach the surface. So it's no accident that this message found you now. The moment this video reached you, something shifted, even if only by a breath. A quiet release. A beginning that doesn't need noise to be real. Your life is being gently realigned, piece by piece, in ways you will soon understand. Doors you thought were sealed shut are loosening. Paths you assumed were finished are slowly lighting up again. And something unexpectedly kind is already making its way toward you. Meanwhile, the security team decided to visit the patient whose bracelet had appeared in the car. They walked in expecting confusion or fear, unsure how to even start the conversation. But the moment they stepped inside, the patient looked up with calm, steady eyes and whispered, almost as if they had been waiting for this exact moment. You saw it, didn't you? No one had told them a single detail. No mention of the camera. No explanation of the glowing figure. Yet somehow, they already knew. The head of security nodded slowly, his voice soft as he asked, "What was that? Who appeared in the parking lot?" The patient's smile held no mystery, only peace. Then, with a quiet breath, they said, "It was an answer." The room fell silent. And then the patient added, even softer, "Not just for me, but for the one who needs hope more than anyone right now. Chosen one, ask, and it will be given to you." This is your reminder that what you need is already moving in your direction. The heart-shaped light and love directed toward the viewer. Chosen one, the way the patient spoke, soft and steady, felt almost guided, as if their words were meant to travel far beyond that hospital room, almost as if they were speaking straight to the one who would hear this in the future. Straight to you. Because that day, the hospital learned something quiet but profound. Blessings don't always arrive with noise. Answers don't always match the signs you expect. Sometimes, the miraculous slips into the most ordinary corners of life. A parking lot at 3:17 a.m. A quiet prayer released into the dark. A soul asking for strength with no audience except the unseen. And the same gentle presence that touched that car, that left a seal of protection, that whispered hope through a glow of light, is reaching toward you now. Something in your life is shifting into alignment. Not rushed, not forced, but steady and kind. Something meant for you is drawing near. You are stepping into a chapter where the weight on your heart begins to loosen. The head of security, still unsettled, asked the patient one final question. Why did the figure point toward the camera? Why did it feel like the message wasn't only for them? The patient closed their eyes as if listening inward, then whispered, "Because someone far away, someone watching this later, needed that hope more than I did." At that moment, the monitors flickered softly, not with fear, but with a gentle shimmer of light, almost as if agreeing. No one spoke. They simply felt the calm of something larger than explanation. Later, when the final frame was enhanced again, they noticed a detail everyone had missed. Right before fading, the figure's light shaped itself into a heart. Clear, warm, alive. A quiet message saying, "Love is reaching you. Peace is coming to you. You are not walking through this season alone." You didn't arrive at this video by accident. Chosen one, that heart-shaped glow was never meant for the guards. It wasn't meant for the hospital staff. It wasn't even meant for the patient. It was waiting, patient, steady, for the moment your eyes would meet it. Because the instant you pressed play, the message finally reached the person it was created for. You. Your life is entering a calmer stretch, the kind where the weight begins to lift in ways you can feel, but cannot fully explain yet. The struggle is loosening its hold, and something protective, healing, and warm is settling over you quietly, beautifully, with intention. Something good is on its way, and it's closer than it appears. Still, the hospital staff felt there was something they hadn't understood. So they reviewed the footage again, but this time they focused not on the glowing figure, but on the car it touched. What they found shifted everything. On the dashboard was a small folded paper, nearly invisible, tucked away as if it were hiding from the world. When the camera zoomed in, the note revealed itself. Just 2 handwritten lines from the car's owner earlier that day. "I'm tired. If there is hope for me, send me a sign." The room fell silent, because suddenly, the glowing figure's appearance made sense. It hadn't wandered there randomly. It had gone straight to the one who asked, with a weary heart, for even the smallest sign. And here is where the message wraps itself around your own story. When the figure pointed toward the camera, it wasn't trying to create mystery. It wasn't trying to prove anything. It was passing the message forward to the next soul who needed hope, to the next quiet prayer, to the next heart searching for strength. To you. You didn't find this video by accident. You didn't arrive here without reason. Your heart has been asking for clarity, for comfort, for direction. Seek, and you will find. And chosen one, this is the moment the answer reaches you. The car owner realizes their prayer has been answered. Chosen one, the same light that rested on that car is now resting on your path. It is shifting things around you quietly, aligning what felt scattered, softening what felt heavy, preparing what comes next. Something in your life is about to open in a way that feels like a gentle miracle. The kind that arrives without noise yet changes everything. The staff eventually brought in the car's owner, the one who had written that small note asking for a sign. They walked in with tired eyes, heavy shoulders, and a spirit worn thin from carrying too much for too long. They had no idea what had unfolded outside, no idea that their plea had been heard in such an unexpected, tender way. The head of security handed them the note. Then he played the footage. As the glowing figure appeared on the screen, the owner covered their mouth, not from fear, but from relief that felt almost holy. Tears rose quietly because, for the first time in a long time, something made sense. "I asked for a sign, and it came," they whispered. The room grew warmer after that, softer, almost lighter. Everyone there understood a truth we forget too easily. Hope does not always arrive loudly. Sometimes it comes in the quietest moment, right when someone is nearing their breaking point. And chosen one, this is where the message turns gently toward you. Because just like that person, you have asked, maybe silently, maybe only inside your heart, for clarity, for reassurance, for something steady to hold on to. And the moment you opened this video, the answer reached you in the same quiet way. A soft sign, a gentle reminder, a quiet message from the universe telling you. The deep moment of peace within the car owner. Chosen one, you are heard, you are seen. And even if life has felt heavy in places you never spoke about, something beautiful is moving toward you now. Your tired moments have not been ignored. Your silent prayers did not disappear into empty air. Your heart has never been forgotten. You are stepping into a shift, subtle, peaceful, meaningful. And soon you will understand why certain things had to unfold the way they did. You were not brought here by chance. You were brought here because your sign has arrived. When the car owner finally found the courage to speak, their voice trembled. But there was a sincerity in it that filled the room. "I thought the universe forgot me. I thought my prayers were too small, too quiet, too late." The head of security met their eyes gently. It didn't forget you. It answered you at the exact moment you needed it most. The owner nodded, because something warm and steady was rising inside their chest. like a weight lifting quietly without explanation. As they watched the footage again, something remarkable happened. The faint golden glow reflecting from the screen began to soften their eyes, almost as if the light was no longer outside them, but within them. Everyone in the room felt it. A subtle shift, a reminder that hope doesn't ask for permission. It arrives when the soul is ready to receive it. And now, that same shift is reaching you. You've had moments when you wondered, is there still something good waiting for me? Will things finally get better? Is there a sign meant for me too? This moment, this message, is your answer. Your heart has been heard. Your journey is being guided. Even if the healing feels slow or quiet, it is happening. Something heavy is being released. Something beautiful is being prepared. After seeing the footage, the car owner stepped into the quiet parking lot, standing exactly where the circle of light had formed. They closed their eyes, not in fear, but in gratitude. And then the night air shifted, gentle, like an embrace settling over their shoulders. When they opened their eyes, the glowing figure wasn't there, yet they felt something unmistakable. Peace. Real, soul-deep peace. A whisper rising inside them. You're safe now. You're guided now. Your path is opening. The staff watching from the doorway felt it too. A presence, a warmth, a calm that could not be explained, only felt. Because the true miracle wasn't just the glowing figure. It was the transformation happening inside the one who asked for hope. The inner shift for the viewer and the upward curve symbol, chosen one, that same quiet shift is unfolding within you now. Even if you haven't fully noticed it yet, you've stepped into the exact moment your spirit has been waiting for. The moment when fear begins to loosen its hold. When your heart feels supported instead of strained. When the path ahead slowly becomes clearer, brighter, and kinder. This message wasn't sent to startle you. It was sent to prepare you. You are moving toward a chapter where things begin to fall into place in ways you never expected, yet always deserved. As the car owner stood in the stillness of that parking lot, something subtle began to change. Not in the air, not in the shadows, but inside them. Their heartbeats steadied, their thoughts softened, and the heaviness they had carried for far too long eased, as if an unseen hand had lifted part of the weight from their shoulders. They looked down at the faded spot where the circle of light had once glowed, and even though the light was no longer visible, the warmth remained. A reminder that certain moments don't touch the eyes, they touch the soul. The head of security approached gently and asked, "Are you okay?" The car owner smiled, small but true, and spoke words that lingered with everyone who heard them. "For the first time, I feel like everything is going to be all right." Those words didn't rise from hope alone. They rose from a quiet certainty, the kind that comes when something protective and deeply loving steps into a person's life. And now that same certainty is reaching you. Because you too have been waiting for the moment when your whole being finally exhales, when your heart whispers, "I'm going to be okay." This message found you because your spirit needed reassurance. It found you because something in your life is shifting, quietly, softly, beautifully. And soon, chosen one, you will feel exactly what the car owner felt. The deep moment of peace within the car owner, chosen one, a peace that doesn't shake, a hope that doesn't fade, a protection that doesn't leave. That is what is drawing near to you now. You are stepping into a chapter where the weight you've carried begins to lighten, and the path ahead starts to shine with a gentle clarity. This is your moment of alignment, your moment of understanding, your moment of quiet but powerful reassurance. Meanwhile, as the car owner absorbed the calm settling around them, the hospital lights above dimmed softly. Not a malfunction, but as if the entire building acknowledged the sacredness unfolding in that small security office. The staff replayed the footage again, and this time they noticed something no one had seen before. When the glowing figure placed its hand on the car window, a faint shimmer spread across the glass, almost like an invisible fingerprint. When enhanced frame by frame, the shimmer revealed a shape, a gentle upward curve, a rising line. In many spiritual traditions, a rising line symbolizes a beginning, an elevation, a life being lifted. The staff stared in awe. The symbol wasn't random, it wasn't accidental. It meant one thing: someone's life is about to rise. And the moment you saw this message, that rising symbol extended to you too. Your life shifting upward quietly at first, then steadily, then unmistakably. Final message: a gentle new chapter and hope is coming to you. Chosen one, the car owner never returned to life the same way again. Something in them softened, rose, and quietly shifted. And the same gentle change is beginning in you. They didn't experience a dramatic transformation. It was subtle, like being lifted from a lower place into a clearer, kinder one. The universe wasn't just sending signs. It was preparing them, strengthening them, lifting them. And now it is doing the same for you. As they stood in the quiet parking lot, a warm breeze brushed past, not strange, just comforting. They whispered a simple, "Thank you," and the lights above flickered softly, almost like a peaceful acknowledgement. In that moment, they understood something. The real miracle wasn't the glowing figure, but the change happening inside them. Now that same knowing reaches you. You've carried questions, fears, and silent hopes. You've walked with strength no one saw. This is your reassurance. Something loving is stepping into your life. Old worries are loosening. New blessings are finding you. The shift has already begun. You're not stepping into hope. Hope is stepping into you. Practical daily actions for a hope-filled life. Chosen one, as this message settles into your heart, here is a gentle way to carry it into your daily life. Begin each morning by placing your hand over your heart and whispering, "I am guided. I am held." Let this simple moment open your spirit before the world asks anything of you. When worry rises, pause for 3 slow breaths and ask yourself, what is one gentle step I can take right now? Then allow that one small step to become your anchor instead of fear. Each evening, write down one moment where you felt supported or comforted, even if it was tiny. Noticing light teaches your heart to expect more of it. And when someone crosses your mind, offer them a soft prayer or send a few words of kindness. By doing so, you become part of the same hope that touched that parking lot at 3:17 a.m. These choices may seem small, but they slowly reshape your inner world. They help you walk with the same lifted calm the car owner felt. This isn't forcing a miracle. It's gently agreeing with the healing already moving toward you. Let your days reflect the truth whispered through this story. You are not walking alone. and light is rising in you. Final closing message for the video chosen one. As you reach the end of this story, let this final moment settle softly inside you. What happened in that quiet parking lot was never meant to be a spectacle. It was about a heart that asked for hope and received an answer in the most tender way. And now, as you listen, something in you is recognizing that same shift. You may still hold pieces of fear or exhaustion, but beneath them, a steadier knowing is awakening. A quiet whisper saying, "Things can get better for me too." The same light that moved toward that tired soul is moving toward you now. Not loudly, but with a warmth that waits for you to feel safe. Soon you will notice small alignments, gentle openings, and soft turns in your favor. Nothing forced, nothing rushed. Just guidance arriving exactly when you're ready. This message is not here to entertain you. It is here because your spirit has been waiting for reassurance. So if this touched you, let your heart respond. Type, "I receive this gentle new chapter," or "Hope is stepping into me" in the comments below. Let it be your yes to what is already unfolding. Chosen one, your timing is right, your alignment is real, and the shift within you has already begun. A prayer of peace and guidance. Chosen one, if you want to receive this through prayer, let these words become a quiet place for your spirit to rest. Father, I lift up the one listening right now. You see the weight they never spoke about. You know every moment they felt unseen, unheard, or forgotten. I ask that the same peace that filled that parking lot would fill their life. As your word says, Pradru, for he will command his angels concerning you, to guard you in all your ways. Let them feel guarded in ways their mind may not understand, but their heart can recognize. Ease the worries that have been sitting heavily on their chest. Soften the exhaustion they've been carrying alone. Bring clarity where things feel tangled. Bring healing to the places that hurt in silence. Fill their spirit with a sense of safety, a sense of being gently held. Remind them of your promise. Ask, and it will be given to you. Seek, and you will find. And let today be the moment they feel that promise unfolding. Wrap them in calm as they step forward, and guide them into a chapter filled with peace. Amen. Thank you for joining this prayer, Chosen One. If it touched your heart, feel free to leave your own prayer or blessing in the comments. May peace go with you as you continue forward.